Previously on Plotty Time.
Sometimes the most important lesson you learn from a video game is you should never ever play it again.
And then he's like, "Ha, seal it, aus Wiedersehen," and jumps out the window.
No, well, you assume he was kidnapped.
Oh yeah, because he comes up to you like, "Oh, he saved me."
Ruby, save me.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. To my right is Chump Slap.
Okay, everyone, buckle your chin straps and pack a meat sandwich. We are under attack.
And on the other side of the table, Dr. Syintist.
Well, you said you wanted to be the mascot for the Milwaukee Brewers.
And my name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, stop offering me damn cigarettes, I'm 10. Welcome to Plotty Time.
Little peek behind the curtain there.
Little bit. All right, so Dr. Syintist?
Yeah.
How was your week, man? What have you been up to, playing? What do you got going on?
I almost did absolutely nothing this week.
Nice.
The only thing I watched was one episode of Picard because that was all that was out.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's all right. I want to see where it goes.
It's hard to tell with one episode,
and it's kind of like the only continuation from the into the future of the series. All the other ones are kind of set in the past. The recent ones.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But yeah, it's good. I'll see where that goes. I numbed Control.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
What'd you think now that you're completely done with it?
It was good.
One of the best games ever, right?
No.
This year.
Combat was wonky, and it just got ridiculously easy to beat everything by the end of the game.
It was weird because I had an easy time beating normal enemies, but some of the bosses were fucking tough.
Yeah, like the only boss that really gave me a problem was the former, because I kept falling through the ground when he'd make holes.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was a fun one.
Even though you can levitate, you can fall through holes and not save yourself.
Yep.
Which
I remember that.
And some of the game's logic doesn't make sense to me. Like, how come some of the items do things you would expect them kind of to do, like the stoplight, but then the other ones, like the TV, make you levitate? Like, I don't get that part, but...
Yeah, I don't know. They were just, what did they call them? Whatever items?
Objects of power or altered items. One of the two.
Altered items, yeah. And they just did something supernatural.
Yeah. And like the anchor could make extra clocks somehow. Like, I don't know what that came from.
They just spit out clocks at you.
But other than that, it was good. I played some more Blasphemous and a little bit of Marvel Legos.
Oh yeah,
It's good to just click your brain off and smash Legos apart.
So are all the Lego games exactly the same, or do they mix it up like gameplay?
This is only the second one I've ever played, but it seems exactly the same.
Just like story, regular.
Well, the Marvel Avengers one is so far just the Avengers movies set in Legos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, a lot of people enjoy them, and there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that was it. That's all I did all week, besides work and sleep. There was like a 3-day period where all I did was sleep and work.
Those are some of my favorite days.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
14 hours of sleep, an hour to work, 8 hours of work, an hour home.
This might surprise some of our listeners, but this isn't our full-time job. We have actual jobs.
This is just side money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our side hustle.
Could you imagine if we put 40 hours a week into this?
If I got paid what I got paid at my other job, I would.
And it came out like this?
And this was the result. Oh, boy. Oh, great. So what about you there, Chump Slap? What have you been playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
I finished up the DLC from Borderlands.
What did you think?
It was fun. It was a good couple hours of just dicking around with new stuff.
It's good to have normal Borderlands back.
Yeah. I did the Maliwan takedown. Beat that.
It's not even worth it, is it?
Yeah, there were like 5 legendary drops at the end, like 2 new ones, I guess. But If I didn't, it was all just fucking electric and corrosive cuts, man. It's the only way I could beat the end guy.
Yeah, like I got the end guy no problem, and then it was just not fun.
It was kiting for 10 minutes.
Which is not
just looking for an opening. It's fucking annoying.
Not something I wanted to do.
No, my pet would spawn, die instantly.
So should I play it? Is it worth it? Will I enjoy it?
It's fun until you get to the boss, and then if you beat the boss, it's okay. If not,
I would say it's not worth it and not fun, but you might enjoy it a little.
yeah,
bit.
once you die at the boss the first time and you get sent back halfway through the level, you're just like, oh.
No, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. It was all right.
What about movie time with Chump Slap? What have you been watching there, buddy?
Oh, man, you know I've been watching movies.
Hell yeah.
I did watch Color Out of Space.
Oh, I was going to talk about that too.
I'll let it up to you. You know, it's fucking crazy. It's good.
Yeah, it was nuts. Let's just get into it now. I'm still not 100% sure I knew what happened.
No, so it's like kind of like Annihilation.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I thought about too.
Annihilation was at least understandable.
Well, there was a meteor lands in Nicolas Cage's yard, and then there's fucking crazy color everywhere, and it starts changing shit.
It was like from what I got, it was like an alien habitat, and then it started making the Earth as its own home planet's habitat, and by doing that, it fucked with like time and space and color and the environment. It's
sort of like evolution.
Sort of.
So yeah, kinda.
It's definitely, it would be one hell of a double bill with Annihilation.
Yeah. It like made everyone crazy and stuff. It's weird.
And there was like a Cronenberg aspect to it with these fucking monsters that turned out.
Yeah. It's very strange.
But I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely worth watching.
Definitely worth watching.
Check it out if you haven't.
For sure.
I watched The Lighthouse. Did you see that one yet?
Ooh, I haven't seen that yet, but it's on my list. Do you approve?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, too.
I'll get into what I watched, but yeah, that's like next on my list.
Yeah.
I hear that Robert Pattinson was really good in it.
Yeah, they were both awesome in it. I mean, I thought Willem Dafoe did a fucking bang up job too. Should have got like some type of award for it. But that's just me.
Hey, they got a slappy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we'll do. The end of the year movie awards, the slappers. Or are they slappies? You tell me.
I don't know. Am I slapping?
There's a slightly different connotation with slapper and slappies.
Yeah. Slapper is a prostitute in English slang, apparently.
And a game with zombies and people in bikinis.
Yeah.
And I guess it would also be a good song, right?
Oh, yeah.
It slaps.
It fucking slaps like hell. But yeah, I definitely check that one out if you're into that weird atmospheric type shit.
Hell yeah.
I watched this movie with Jason Mewes and Vinnie Jones called Madness in the Method, where there's like a murder case and weird, stupid shit goes on. They play themselves. It's like set in this reality. I don't know. It was not that good, but it was a fun watch.
I thought you were going to say like Jason Mewes was the detective. I'm like, really?
No, he just plays himself trying to learn how to become a better actor.
Well, that never worked out for him.
Whoa.
Whoa, shots fired. Jeez. Watch out.
Other than that, I finished up the Tremor Sextology.
Double trilogy.
Yeah. But
oh, the DT, yeah, of course.
That just goes, I don't even have to tell you that those are awesome movies.
No, of course not. Yeah. We all know this. This is common knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I did. Oh, and I kicked around a little Blasphemous. I think I'm at the end boss. I might have to beat that later today.
I just beat the fire guy. Or Quincy of the Ember. Ember or something.
Yeah, so that's me. What have you been doing this week? Anything cool?
Nope. But I did play a little bit more of the Outer Worlds, and I'm at it's one of those games where you go to like a certain planet, and I'm like, I want to beat all the missions on that planet before I leave it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to keep flying around all over the place. And I've been on the same planet. It's a big one in the story. I've been there for like 10 straight hours of gameplay. So I'm like, okay, it's time to move this along. I think I'm almost done.
Did you finish all the missions yet?
There was like 12 of them, and you have to keep going all over the place and find it and do all these different steps. You know how Fallout missions work.
So it's a bunch of fancy fetch quests.
Isn't that what all games are?
And then you could either like choose to kill someone or bargain with them or make people work together or just kill one of them, that whole situation. Oh,
yeah, okay.
So, I mean, it's fun. It's just I'm done with this planet. I want to get to something new. Because there are these monster... I know, yeah. There are these monsters on it that are very annoying, and I want to get to like different enemies.
All right, yeah.
But I played a lot of that. I also wanted to catch up on a few movies. I wanted to do some of the Oscar Best Picture nominees, because every year I try to watch all of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I miss one or two.
Mostly misses.
Like, some of them I don't. Yeah, I don't get to all of them. Like, I don't think I'm going to get to Little Women this year.
I don't know. I hear it's banging.
I do too.
I'll probably, for the 10th consecutive year, not watch a single movie up for an Oscar.
There's some good ones this year. Like, for example, I watched Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
It was so fucking good. It
Yeah?
was really good. It's about a kid, a 10-year-old kid in Nazi Germany who is like part of the Hitler Youth and wants to be this good German, and his imaginary friend is like a cartoon version of Hitler. It's a person playing a live-action role, but he's so cartoony and ridiculous.
That's
and
awesome.
It's fucking hilarious. But it takes place like it's a satire and it's hyper realistic, but it does hit some good emotional notes. I strongly suggest it. It's funny as hell.
Cool.
Another movie I watched that was not funny was 1917.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it was
a knee slapper.
It was a story about World War I. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
No, I thought there was only World War II.
No, there was one before
right
that.
to that.
There was one right before that, and it's about before they had radios or any of that shit. They had to physically go to different places to deliver messages. So the one guy has to go to a unit to tell them that they're about to get ambushed. And he takes his best buddy with him, and they have to fight through a bunch of shit to get to this area. It's pretty good, and it's filmed as one shot.
Oh,
obviously it wasn't because,
they would never be able to do that.
Like
that'd be
Birdman
fucking
or whatever.
ridiculous. Right, but it was shot like that, and it was very, very pretty and pretty fucking brutal because it's World War I. That was horrifying. But
Cool.
It was good. The last one I watched was Parasite.
Nice. I wanted to see that.
That was a hell of a movie. It was really good. I won't spoil too much, but it's basically about a poor Korean family who has no work. None of them are employed. They're trying to get jobs. They can't get anything. And the young boy, I think he's supposed to be like 21, 22 or something like that.
Yeah.
His buddy who went to university is going abroad and basically handed him a gig teaching English to a rich couple or a rich family. I guess it would be a group, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a family.
Depends.
And he kind of like gets the rest of his family in with them, and they all start working for this family, like trying to con him. And then stuff like horrible shit happens. It was really great though.
Nice.
But other than that, that's what I watched. That's all I got for today.
Cool.
But the thing I did get in the mail
No, what's that?
was an email from PlayStation, which gave
yeah.
us our trophy and gameplay information from the last year. Did you guys get this?
I still didn't get the email, but I looked it up online.
Yeah, I didn't get the email. I just looked it up.
It's so funny because last year you guys both got it, and mine was like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah. So apparently, this thing says, and I mean,
I think it's not exactly right because some of my stuff seems a little off.
Mine seems dead on.
What, played 3 games?
I played supposedly 35 different games.
Damn.
Mine says 42, and I think that's low.
Holy jeez. I played 11.
I think mine was high. I don't think I played 35.
I play a lot of indie games that only take like 4 hours, so it seems like 42 would be low.
Interesting. But can you guys guess what my top game was?
Tom
NHL.
Clancy,
It's not NHL. That was number 3, actually.
The Division 2.
It was the Division 2. Yes, correct.
How many hours?
I'm so embarrassed to say.
312?
No. 252.
That's not bad. My top game was Borderlands 3 with 211 hours.
Jesus.
I hit Borderlands 3 for 203 hours.
Man, I got 126 on Borderlands 3.
Damn. How much did you get in Fallout 76? I hit 78.
Yeah, my number 2 game was the Handsome Collection, Borderlands, 105 hours.
Nice.
Borderlands kind of year for you.
Yeah.
And then my third game was Sekiro.
Mine was Rainbow Skies,
Came in with 56 hours.
102.
My third was NHL 19, not even this year's version. Last year's version for 66 hours. So I have not played NHL 20 much at all this year.
Yeah.
What was your total hours?
Total hours, 774.
I had 884.
385. Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the nerds.
Wait, it says my top genre was first-person shooter because I played 2 games for 316 hours.
Well, yeah. Should have been looter shooter, huh?
Yeah. Or RPG.
How many days do you play this year?
200.
Mine, I feel like this is high, but it says 186.
Mine says 232, and that seems pretty high.
Mine only says 124. That sounds about right.
How many hours online?
14.
71.
I have 16.
Mine was all Borderlands.
What? Mine was all Fallout 76.
And it was probably doing stuff with Poppascotch.
Oh, yeah, maybe some Borderlands, but I don't know. What was your longest gaming streak, huh?
4 hours.
Wow.
4? You fucking
You
rookie.
have so many hours in.
I take
at
breaks.
4 hours at a time.
I take like an hour break between things.
Yeah, so do I, but I leave the game running.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I do. I keep it on. I just walk away for like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
30 minutes, whatever.
I made it 9 hours.
I mean, I probably played like 10 hours with a 2 1-hour breaks in between or something, but
So the best time for me to play is apparently Saturday evening.
Saturday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday? Well, that makes sense.
That's your Saturday.
Actually, it's my Sunday,
Well,
if you think
yeah.
about it. Yeah. Saturdays are for
I have 0 hours in
Hangovers.
PSVR.
me too. It's so weird.
Crazy. I have 11.
I'm pretty
I haven't
sure I
played
didn't
it
play
very much.
any.
11.
How many trophies did you earn? Mine seems low.
Oh, I didn't take a picture of that.
Mine seems right about even. It's 348.
Mine says 978.
You You won 3 times. Earned 3 times more trophies than me, almost.
I guess.
Hey, yeah.
I thought that was kind of low, actually, but
Damn.
I downloaded 7 free PS4 games.
See, mine says 29, but there's no way I downloaded 29. I probably just like bought them in the store and they're just in my library now.
Yeah. A lot of the free games that came out last year are already owned.
Yeah, that did hit me a lot too.
Where's the trophies? Oh, I earned 123 trophies.
That's a lot.
101 bronze.
Yeah, I earned more than 1 trophy an hour.
Jeez. I think my problem was I played so much of the Division and that skewed my stats. Like if I played new games instead of playing that fucking thing, I probably would have been higher.
200 extra hours of the Division trying to get a holster.
It was a gun, you dick. All right.
God, come on.
Now you're just insulting me. But yeah, that's all the stats I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same here.
But so were you guys surprised at how much you played, or not at
I was
all?
surprised that it was more than last year.
I was surprised that I thought I played less hours and got more trophies.
Yeah, I thought I got more than 3 gold trophies. Pfft,
I got 106.
fucking weak.
Yeah. All right. Well.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I thought I played less than those hours, but they must have been inflated from the walking away thing. But
Yeah.
And work trips.
I usually turn it on before I take a shit.
Let it warm up.
let that fan run its course.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I hear you. So, I have a little bit of news I guess we can get into. Not much at all. Dying Light 2 got delayed from originally spring 2020 to TBD.
There was a Dying Light 1?
Yeah, I heard it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was done by the same people who did Dead Island.
Yeah, it was kind of like Dead Island.
It was a lot like Dead Island, but it was more focused on parkour, and there was a light effect, day-night, like a bunch of games have, but at nighttime the zombies were much more fierce and aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I never played it, though.
I remember playing it, I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember anything about it.
Maybe you're confusing it with Dead Island.
No, I'm pretty sure I played it.
He's got the trophies to show.
Does he?
I don't know.
I think so. I assume so. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's not focus on it. The only other news I really have is that the Uncharted movie, remember we talked about this a couple times? They lost the director, Travis Knight.
I saw that.
How'd they lose him? Where'd they find him?
No, like he's left the project, not like he got lost in the city or something like that. Remember, we all know Travis Knight from his directorial film Bumblebee, obviously.
Oh,
yeah, you bring this up every time, and I never remember.
Yeah.
And anyway, because of that, the movie was pushed from December 15th, 2020 to March 5th, 2021, which is awfully ballsy considering they haven't filmed anything yet and don't have a director anymore.
Yeah, do they just assuming they're going to get one?
That's way too far in the future for me to care.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
I might be dead by then.
I think we're all spoiled by like the Marvel movies. Like they'll set a date and then they'll hit it every year.
Yeah.
So when other movies come along, it's like, well, that's going to happen, right? What? Delay? What's that all about?
What, are they making a AAA title video game?
I know. Oh, you showed them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Snap.
Burn.
Looking at you, Cyberpunk.
How about this game? Do you guys just want to get into it? Because I feel like this is going to be a long one.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Maybe.
Yeah, this game we're talking about is the PlayStation 1 classic.
Actually applies here.
Very classic.
Parasite Eve. It was released March 29th, 1998 in Japan and September 9th, 1998 in the rest of the world. So six full months.
Almost 3 full years above before 9/11.
Yeah. I noticed.
True.
I noticed the Twin Towers in the background a couple times.
Yeah. And it
Never
was only
forget.
released for PlayStation 1, developed by Square and published by Square. It's an action RPG / sort of survival horror written by Hideki Sens and Takashi Tokita, who was also the director. Tokita.
All right.
So, who picked this? I believe it was you, Dr. Scientist. This is a sciencey one.
Yeah, there's a lot of science in this one.
I did pick it, yes.
And by the way, I hope you came to this ready to explain some of this fucking science, because man, did I not get it. And they talked about it a lot.
They sure did.
What's not to get?
There was like 45-minute blocks of that cutscene movie I watched where all they did was go over what the fuck mitochondria was. If I had a nickel for every time I heard the word mitochondria in this game,
You'd
holy
have
shit.
$2.25 right now.
Oh, somebody
At
wrote
least.
it all down.
But why don't you give us a little lead into the game? Tell us what it's all about.
Well, you play as a cop named Aya Brea, and the game starts with you going to an opera, which I assume is just a pity date, it seems like, with some guy.
Yeah, they don't really go into who that guy was.
Yeah. And then you go to the opera and you're watching it, and the main woman, Melissa, who's, I guess, I don't know what they call the lead singer of an opera, but
I guess the star?
yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
She starts singing, and everybody in the crowd starts spontaneously combusting, except for you. And then you go run up on stage to try and stop Melissa, and that's where the game throws you right into everything.
It's not 100% true because your date didn't explode either.
You ever see him again?
No. You think you'd ask him?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you fucking burn?
Maybe he does burn outside. You just don't see it.
Oh, maybe that's why you never see him again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, everybody else just bursts into flames, and that's kind of throws you right into the start of the game.
It was a little weird because he supposedly ran away and got out, and you see other people run and get out, and then later they just talk about how everyone started on fire, so I didn't know if people made it out or didn't or what the deal was.
Yeah, because they say that she was the only survivor.
Yeah.
And it looked like people made it out when they were running. Who knows?
Well, either way, people just started on fire for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you mention that the date is on Christmas Eve?
Oh, no, I did not.
Oh,
Because that's a normal thing
Yeah.
to do, to ask someone on a date on Christmas Eve.
Well, I guess if two people are lonely and don't have family.
yeah, I guess if we got tickets to Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
Like, you go when the ticket says, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if I had tickets to a show at Carnegie Hall on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, I'd go. It's not like I'm doing anything else.
Yeah, but why would you buy them?
I mean,
said
only
if
if
I
it was
had
the
them.
if it was a good opera, I'd go.
Like spam a lot.
Do you think he won them from like a radio call-in contest? That's why he had to go.
Maybe, probably.
I'm trying to think of like, it couldn't be like a talk show radio contest. It had to be like NPR.
Yeah, some morning zoo type shit.
This
was
is
the
Wally
11th
Walkie
caller.
at the zoo. Call in for your opera tickets.
The BJ and the Rowdy Bunch. Whatever bullshit name they're coming up with. God, morning radio's trash. Anyway, so you chase after Melissa, who that's her name. You
Yeah,
said her
yes.
name, and you run like through the theater, down the stairs, and you pass the clown,
Yeah.
the jester,
Who also spontaneously combusts.
along with a bird that can talk. Don't forget it. Oh, and the bird turns into a monster.
Yeah. Dude,
There's a lot of
all the normal animals turn into monsters, but
yeah, which did they explain that?
I mean, sort of.
It's the mitochondria taking
Yeah.
over the animal.
But why does it mutate some things and the others start on fire?
It depends. That's because they wanted it to
Yeah.
start on fire.
Depends on how.
It can do whatever it wants.
Yeah.
It's a fucking. As we find out later, it's its own thing.
And Eve, you fight Eve a couple of times, and she throws some cryptic lines out, like,
Yeah, something like "you're not ready" or something
"Yeah,
like
you'll
that.
be powerful like me, and let the mitochondria be free."
Yeah, let the
Stuff like that.
mitochondria free.
But you chase her through the theater and fight her a couple times, and then she jumps into the sewers through a hole in the ground. And
Yeah, massive hole in the ground.
yeah, and you see like flashes of a little girl that you chase around.
I love the when you get to the hole, you have two options: is either jump down or forget it. Like,
Like, that's the end of the game if you hit forget it.
yeah, it's like I guess I'll just ignore this hole and pretend none of this happened.
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, the other cops will find it.
Exactly.
But yeah, you chase Eve, and you eventually catch her in the sewer too, and she says you're not ready, and then leaves and makes you fight a mutated crocodile, which I assume is a crocodile in the New York City sewers.
Which is definitely true. They're all over the place there.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get them as pets and then flush them away. We've heard
Yep,
the story.
That's why our parents kept telling us, don't ever buy alligators as pets.
Yeah. And don't flush them in the toilet.
Nope.
If you do.
No. But I want to talk about the part right after this, because after you get through the sewers...
It's awesome.
You run into Eve again, and the same exact thing happens, where she's like, you're not ready, blah, blah, blah. And then you go outside, you're outside the theater, whatever happened that evening is over, and there's just a reporter there
Oh, yeah.
who's just like,
He's like,
Hi.
talk to me.
yeah, he's like, talk to me. And then he says, I'd love to interview you exclusively. And then he gets punched the fuck out by his partner.
Yeah. Which is awesome. He just runs in and clocks
Doesn't
him.
even say anything. He just-
No.
I don't think he was out of
Sucker
line
punch.
as a reporter, right?
Yeah. He's just dying to punch somebody. Somebody's getting punched.
Classic NYPD, am I right?
Yeah.
Someone's going to get a punch in the face.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, so he punches her, punches the reporter, takes you away, and starts driving you home.
Yeah. And cue day 2.
Yeah. He talks some really weird shit
Fusion.
about your date. Like, just talks shit on
Yeah.
it. He's like, what the fuck are you being with that douchebag?
Yeah, he
And
does.
she mentioned something like, I got the impression that he was super annoying and kept asking her, and she was just like, oh, fuck, fine.
Yeah.
She did mention that.
She's
yeah.
like, I just wanted him to shut up.
Something like that. She wasn't into it.
No.
Also, she's 25 and a detective. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, she's head of the class, I guess.
I guess.
But don't you find out that her captain and her joined the force at the same time?
I don't remember that, but
I don't know if I heard that. I know I wrote it down. I was like, what?
I guess we can't really get mad at this game for not understanding the politics of United States NYPD detective structure and ranks and rising.
yeah, I mean, it was made in Japan.
Yeah.
Where detectives are a dime a dozen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
they don't even mention it, but day 2, it's Christmas Day. Oh, they do mention it because of that concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all these people at the police station,
Well,
right?
someone's got to work.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything.
Well, it's Christmas. Thieves take break.
Someone's got a party.
There's the weird section where Aya gets a weapon mod, and I assume that's like the tutorial for how to
Yeah.
modify and store weapons.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And we meet the two best characters in the game, Torres and Wayne.
You say so.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
One loves guns and one hates them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the one guy, was it Wayne is the guy that Wayne is the guy that just kept hitting on Aya the whole time.
Yeah.
And she's like, shut the fuck up and give me the gun.
And Torres is like a gun master who hates guns.
Yeah, and why are they're hesitant to give her a gun? They're like, I don't know. But
She already has one.
Yeah, but why are they being weird about it?
I mean, they're probably doing illegal mods to it.
Oh.
I thought it was interesting that she's like, I got an order from the captain. I need this gun. And they're like, well, I see you have a pretty powerful gun, so I guess we'll give you this one. And it's a fucking rifle.
Yeah, it's a fucking
It's like,
MK.
Well, I mean, you did fight those killer rats in the crocodile.
Yeah, but why would they just give you that one?
yeah, for all they know, this whole thing's done.
Yeah.
Well, Eve escaped, and you know that. They know that.
The captain said you deserve this gun, so here it is.
And then, after you get your gun and your tutorial, there's a press conference.
And you're told specifically from the captain, don't say a word.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut up, bitch.
Just stand. It was basically like, you were the sole survivor. You're NYPD. We're going to just have you stand in the background because everything's going to be weird if you don't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just shut up and don't say anything. And as we know, obviously that's exactly what happens, right?
Yes. She shuts
Exactly.
up. The press conference ends pretty quickly.
It just goes
NYPD
off
says
like
we're
crazy.
investigating. Nothing's happening. It's fine.
Yeah. And then she mumbles something about mitochondria.
She's like, oh no, mitochondria was mutating and fucking.
Yeah. She said, blah, 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 blah.
That was very strange.
And then she gets, after the press conference, she gets scolded by her boss. As she should.
Yeah, because don't they say they found Melissa's body at the place? They think they found it.
I don't know.
They found, I don't remember if they said body, but they found like all her meds.
Yeah.
They assumed she was dead in the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Apparently she was on a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, a bunch of.
Immunosuppressants and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then, surprise, surprise, Baker's the name of the captain, by the way. It took me way
Okay.
too long to figure that out. But he's the big dude, and he gets a call just randomly from a, quote, Japanese scientist
Yep.
who says the scientist is on his way, and that's all you hear about that for now.
I like how the one random cop's like, oh, yeah, they're doing research of this at the...
Yeah, I know this guy, Dr.
Yeah.
Clamp. He's doing some shit down at the museum.
I read about it in the paper because I read that kind of stuff. So that's what you do. You head down to the museum to interview the doctor on Christmas Day.
Because he's really into his work.
Yeah.
He's not really doing anything. He's just chilling.
Yeah. And the museum's closed, so there's nothing else going on.
Does he know this is all going on now?
I assume so. It would have been in the news.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think he knows, but he's playing dumb at this point. Dr. Clamp,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
After you meet Dr. Clamp, I've written in my notes, he's just the mitochondria lover explains everything.
Yeah, he just tells you. It's like a...
I was thinking, why don't you marry it already?
Can you give us a rundown of what the fuck mitochondria is?
It's the powerhouse of the cell.
Right, but okay, what is in this context?
Oxygen into power, energy.
I mean, it's a little organism inside of your cells that makes power.
To keep your cells alive.
Yeah. All animals have
But
them.
what is its role in this game?
Well, this doctor has a theory.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like he kind of explains it a little bit, but they're like
it's
parasite.
its own organism.
Well, it is its own organism.
Yeah.
It's not just...
And it's evolving 10 times faster than humans.
Yeah. He explains that we're just carriers for them and they're using us or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he goes into something about how we're just carriers of the mitochondria as humans, and like humans don't matter because the mitochondria has evolved so far past them. There's so much sciencey bullshit they talk about in this part.
Yeah.
So
I have
much.
written down, he tells you really nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, dude, we got it. Like, we got it. It's some sciencey bullshit we're not supposed to understand. It makes things mutate. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And then 40 minutes later, he's done talking about it. Oh, man.
And then he politely kicks you out of the museum.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
And I have in this part because how fast he drives down the street of New York, because he looks like he's flying down the streets every time he's driving.
Oh, yeah, the background just like, well,
Yeah.
there's nobody else. Oh, there are still people there.
And there's still stoplights.
He's a cop.
I'm a cop. This is Christmas. I don't have to stop.
Yeah, who's out? Nobody cares.
Yeah, Christmas is the cops' day to freewheel around the city. Everyone's known that. That's widely known knowledge.
And there's no cars on the street.
Yeah. Are they? They're not.
They're all
evacuating
celebrating
yet.
Christmas at their homes.
Yeah, everyone's
Because
at
there's
home,
nothing but good Catholic Christmas people in New York, right?
except for the people congregating at Central Park for the concert that's supposed to happen.
Well, yeah. Well, you get the call from the baker about a lead, and then at the Central Park then he explains about the concert, because Melissa was supposed to have a concert on Christmas Day.
It's like, yeah, but I guess it's canceled, but people are still showing up. And Daniel's like, oh my God, my wife and my kid are going to that.
Didn't Daniel also mention at some point, like, he can't make it and his son understands his dad's a cop or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
they had always planned to go to that concert?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I know I lived through the 90s, but how would you have known that a concert was canceled?
On the news.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, did they specifically
Emails.
say that, oh, the concert from this random Melissa girl that nobody knows is canceled for the concert tomorrow?
You think somebody...
Well, I mean, I would think the spontaneous combustion thing would be a big new, like, and her name would have been in there if she was thought to have died.
Yeah.
But you think they said, oh, yeah, and the concert's canceled tomorrow? And then everybody would have known, oh, yeah.
I figure if you're going to the concert, you have tickets. And when they took your ticket, they would have told you. Like, they wouldn't
Right,
let you in.
They wouldn't have fucking sat everybody. Like, they would have known this was canceled because everyone's fucking dead.
I thought it was a free
Hey,
concert.
that makes sense then. I mean, it is Central Park. How are they going to keep you out?
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing to focus on, scientists. Very interesting where your mind is going on this one.
I mean, I just don't understand how they expected nobody to show up. But
They didn't. They just tried to get people not to.
anyway, you eventually go to the Central Park, and Daniel can't enter because it's too hot or whatever.
Yeah, this part pissed me off.
Tell us all about it.
How can Daniel not walk into the park, but all these other people are congregating in there, not burning?
Maybe he didn't want Daniel in there.
I don't know. It's a good
Specifically.
question because, like, does that mean a force field just so happens to be right by the gate of Central Park?
I don't think it was a force field. I think he just got really hot as he approached it.
Yeah, but I don't see why nobody else would.
But he, like, walked 3 steps and started on fire. Then he had to go backwards 3 steps.
Yeah.
There's a line here somewhere.
Well, I mean, maybe she didn't want him in there.
Yeah, maybe she just did put like a force field up around, like a bubble over the people she wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question.
But you eventually, as I run to the concert, and Melissa's there singing and turns everybody into a big pile of goo.
Yep.
Yeah, I have goop. Like, I don't know what to call whatever the hell this mass was.
Slime.
Slime Square.
Ooh. Central Park slime.
But then you chase down Eve again, as I through the park. You end up fighting a worm boss who was annoying. Because I assume I'm the only one who played this game.
There's a worm boss? I didn't see that. Is this after the flaming horse fight?
No, before it.
Oh.
Right before, yeah.
And then you chase her to a carriage with the horses on fire.
And then you boss fight her on the back of this carriage.
Yeah, that was a hard fight too.
Yeah, that was...
And then the carriage crashes violently.
Because the horse finally succumbs to the flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just on fire and running, which I will kind of buy.
Yeah, because what else is a horse going to do when it catches on fire?
Right, it's got nothing else to do.
It's not going to stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, it's not going to stand there and be like, guys, this kind of sucks. Can someone take care of this?
Water?
I have no thumbs. I can't do anything about this.
My shit bag's on fire.
Shit bag. Oh, there's a hashtag shit bag on fire.
Classic horse talk.
Yeah. And then the carriage crashes and Aya gets knocked out. And then it cuts to Daniel.
Oh, but Daniel's kid made it out because he was looking for Daniel the whole time.
Yeah, how did his kid make it out if the whole thing was on fire? Or did he maybe leave a different part of the park?
I think so. Well, his wife died.
Was that his wife or is that like his kid's mom? Like it didn't seem like
I thought they were. It
too
seemed
much.
like they were more divorced.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was his. Well, this is his kid's mom. I don't know if it's his wife. They don't
Yeah,
ever
but
say
she
that.
just let Ben run around, or did Ben just miss out?
Maybe she was turning to goo and he started running.
Because he did say she was acting strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Kid's got good instincts. He felt something wrong and he just fucking took off.
Yep.
So Daniel takes Ben, which is the kid's name, to the police station with him, and the chief explains that they're going to evacuate Manhattan, which would be
On Christmas.
which would be hugely
Yeah.
impressive to watch. But then they say I'm not going till I find Aya, because nobody knows what happened to Aya when she went into the park.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then it cuts to one of my favorite scenes with Maeda, who is the Japanese researcher.
Yes.
And he comes across the cops.
He's at like a traffic stop or like, what was the context of this?
I think it was to stop people entering.
Yeah, it was
The
kind of
city.
like a blockade. It's
Yeah.
like you can't go in here. This part's quarantine.
But yeah, quarantine's a better word. But it's just so
The cops being
racist.
a real dick. And one of them
Being
speaks
a real dick,
Japanese.
and the one cop's like, oh yeah, I do.
For Alex, he's like, you're Chinese, right? No, I'm Japanese, he says.
Oh, yeah. And then he starts speaking Japanese.
And it's like, whatever character model they had, whatever character model you're thinking in your head of New York police officer, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So you look at that guy, and then you tell me that guy speaks Japanese.
Just as much as the other detective cop followed research in the city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, man, that's fucking convenient. But this whole scene, then what happens after that? Don't they just start on fire? One of them
One
does?
of them
does.
starts on fire, and then he just walks past them.
Yeah, he kind of like takes that as his opportunity to run.
He's like, oh.
Yeah, Maeda's like, ooh, looks like I'm in the right place or some shit. That was such a great scene. That might have been my favorite part of it.
And then it cuts to a flashback that you assume Aya's having.
Having a dream in her knocked out state.
Yeah, about a hospital and the little girl she sees around and stuff. And then you wake up in what seems like an abandoned apartment building with Maeda and Dan.
And a barrel on fire.
Yeah.
Indoors.
Yeah, that was a great question, too. I mean, so the city gets evacuated, and 20 minutes later, there's no heat anymore?
Yeah.
In any building?
I just assumed it was an abandoned building, but...
Oh, maybe it's just like some shack somewhere.
Where homeless people stayed.
Yeah.
Did they ever explain how Aya got to Maeda's hotel or room or bed or abandoned building or whatever?
I don't know.
How'd she get there?
Dan's there, so I assume they found her, but they never really explain how they found her.
Just found her in the park. Like all of a sudden they just walked in the park. They're like, hey, I'm not burning.
Yeah. And she was knocked out by a huge carriage, so I'm sure they...
Oh, so say Daniel found her and brought her to Maeda. How does he even know who Maeda is? They have never met yet in this game.
No.
Maybe he ran into Maeda and Maeda just told him
He just happened to be running down the street carrying I need a place to go. Ooh, I have a place. Oh, by the way, I called the station earlier.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they do talk about it, so maybe they knew someone was... I don't know, but... They don't really explain it too much.
Maybe he got a hold of him.
This is what you're dwelling on.
Fair point. Major plot point rather than arbitrary New York ticket structure. You got me. But so this is where Maeda tells them that something similar to this happened in Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost.
And what is the
exactly.
backstory there?
It's the movie Parasite Eve. It's from a book. This is like the canon follow-up to the book.
Oh, okay.
And it was from a mutated liver cell?
Yeah, because his wife died, and he tried to... The scientist in this book, his wife dies, and he tries to bring her back.
Tries to, like, clone her with her liver?
Yeah, and a bunch of stuff with trying to... I never read the book. I just kind of know what happened in it.
Yeah, okay.
It eventually turns into something similar to Eve, and that stuff happens. And then Aya starts to think she's a monster.
She thinks she's herself is a monster?
Herself, yeah.
Why?
Because after he tells the story of... And then even Dan's like, oh, you're not a monster, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Because Eve is trying to make the ultimate being, trying to get pregnant. And it's a long, drawn-out explanation here.
And they're like, I love how it all comes down to they're trying to make the ultimate being, but they need a ton of semen.
Yeah. Well,
just semen without
they didn't say a ton.
mitochondria in it.
Yeah.
They need a bunch of semen from humans.
A bunch.
Half a metric ton.
Yeah, okay, that's better.
I just have in my notes, it turned out to be Eve who was looking for dat nut, which I believe is how the kids say it.
That's how they said it in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Next to the barrel fire in the apartment.
And you also find out here that Maya was involved in a car crash when she was a child where her mother and sister both died.
Yes.
Right. And right after this is another interesting scene.
Where they shoot the door of the gun shop?
Yeah, they're like... There's so many guns at the precinct. But they're acting like zombies have attacked. Everything's closed. There's no way to get back. Like, well, we gotta break into this place and steal a bunch of guns. What else are we gonna do?
Well, they might have been looking for something cooler.
Yeah, the gun shop will have cooler stuff.
Yeah, you don't know.
I guess.
The illegal stuff in the back.
Yeah. And it's right there.
But like how Aya's like, no, we can't do that. And Daniel's like, well, tough shit. Let's do it. It's happening. Get guns.
I think Daniel just likes to break and punch things.
Yeah.
That I would buy that.
That makes
more than
sense.
the urgency of the situation for sure.
But
what happens right after this? Don't they go? I think they go to the museum again.
yeah, Maeda found some slime, I guess, on Eve.
On her jacket.
Yeah.
Some of that gel.
On Aya that he believes is from Eve, and he wants to go to somewhere to run tests. And they're like, oh, we'll go to the museum.
Yeah, there's some test stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Claff has all that bullshit in his office. Isn't that crazy? Like, he can do it. We know him.
We've seen him before.
But never, like, obviously has nothing to do with this. He just happens to have all that and know a lot about mitochondria and shit.
And there's a lot of mitochondria talk again. Because they go to the museum and the research. And
Much talk. So much.
So we hear about selfish gene theory, too.
yeah.
Okay.
Or you look it up if you don't know.
Yeah. Philistine.
So you're not giving our audience any credit at all. I see how it
No,
is.
we're giving
Everyone
you
knows
no credit.
about the selfish gene. Well, I obviously know what it is, but why don't you explain it for those listeners that maybe aren't too big into the selfish gene theory?
Yeah, scientist, what is it?
Fucking smart guy,
Read
huh?
Richard Dawkins' book.
No. I don't like Dawkins.
I find his work pedantic.
Isn't it supposed to be?
Well, yes, but that's actually part of his job
Yeah.
is to be pedantic. That's part of the... Okay.
All right, whatever.
But Maeda starts he looks at Eve's cells first, and they're kind of like attacking things and taking over. I guess the mitochondria is taking over the cells.
Yeah, what's he doing? Is he drawing blood from himself when he makes that stapler noise?
I guess.
Like,
To
was
see
he
what-
actually using a stapler to draw blood?
Both work.
I don't know.
But then he looks at Eve's cell or Aya's cells, and they fight off the Eve's mitochondria, which is why she's not affected by Eve's manipulative powers, I guess.
Yes. Interesting.
And so when he waxes poetic about mitochondria some more, and then Clamp comes in, because he's also there the day after Christmas because this is the next day by now.
Yeah, he's just coming back from a shit break.
Yeah. I was just whacking in the bathroom. What are you guys doing here?
I thought I was the only one in here. Also, there was the first time they get to the museum, there's a whole sequence with the goddamn guard that was on duty.
Yeah.
Like, and then the next time they go, it's just wide open and no one cares. I guess
Yeah,
you could
because
say
he's been evacuated.
Yeah.
All right. I guess if you're making minimum wage as an overnight security guard, you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna stay here with this fucking weirdo clamp.
This fucking clamp guy. He's always talking to me
He
about
worked on
mitochondria
Christmas.
and shit. Like, I care.
It's like, dude, I didn't ask you anything about mitochondria. It's like, anyway, so the cell box.
So speaking of mitochondria and self-esteem.
But then Daniel notices his kid's and wife's name on
some list.
Clamp's computer, yeah. And he punches Clamp, knocks him flat out.
Here he goes punching again.
Boy, I love punching.
Back in the 90s, you can get away with that.
Yeah, if you're a cop.
I've seen Do the Right Thing.
Nice.
But then
Which I think was 88, but anyway, go ahead.
Then they get a call that the station's being attacked.
Oh my God, we gotta go back to the station. But what about Clamp?
Leave him here. He's knocked out. Oh, he's waking up.
No, he's waking up. Hold on. What's this list about?
Yeah, and then he explains it's an HLA type list, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Back
And
to the
Daniels
station.
puts him in a fucking headlock.
Yeah. Should give him a wedgie. That would make the movie
I was
better.
like, no, it's fine. Don't even worry. Like, we have no reason to be here. Don't even worry about headlocking him. This guy's probably fine.
And then they just leave him there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
But they got to help run back to the station because it's being attacked.
Yep.
And you get to the station.
And all the cops are looking for Ben.
Yeah.
They're like, where's Ben? I don't know. The
The
damn
dog ran
took
away,
off.
so
Yeah.
he ran after the dog.
So you spend some time chasing after Ben and the dog. And
Going past 45 recently dead or possibly dying police officers.
Yeah, and they're all saying, I'm good, go find Ben.
take my clip.
Yeah. Take the only bullets I have left.
Everyone just keeps handing her ammo, which you know what that means when the game keeps
Yeah.
handing you a shitload of ammo.
Ammo dump means boss fight.
Yep.
And then you fight a big dog boss.
Dog monster boss.
Yeah. Yeah. The dog Shiva, or I wrote down the name.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
the
was
dog's
her name.
name, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So you fight Shiva, you kill the dog boss, and then the captain comes up, and Daniel comes up.
Yeah, because the captain was protecting Ben.
Yeah.
Right. And then you go through like a whole talk, and then
Is this where they like... This reminded me of when we used to hang out, Daniel. You used to come to my house. It's weird.
it was very weird. But somehow this ended with them getting to the hospital. I don't remember why.
They
It had
leave
something to do with
Daniel at the
semen.
station with Ben.
Yeah, and Maeda says that Eve's trying to inseminate the ultimate being.
Where's the closest sperm pile?
Yeah. Sperm pile at the hospital.
Let's go to the hospital, St. Francis Hospital.
And you get there, and it's the hospital that's been in Aya's flashbacks for the in-game so far.
Yeah.
So you enter the hospital, and there's, still a couple people there because it's a hospital.
There's 3 floors apparently, and one of them's the 13th floor,
Yeah.
where all the sperm's kept.
Yeah. Wouldn't you keep it there?
It's bad
How
luck.
much sperm do they keep at a regular ass hospital?
We got to have emergency sperm for sperm
Well, it's-
transplants.
Sperm transplants.
Emergencies?
Well, they said there's on the 13th floor was the artificial insemination
Yeah.
wing.
Of course it was.
Because they have a wing for that.
Yeah, it's a whole wing.
I would assume it would just be any type of baby type wing. In vitro.
Yeah, whatever. There's sperm here.
Yeah,
right?
there's some sperm here. There's
Bunch
always
of
some
nut
amount of
kids.
sperm at a hospital.
Yes, true that.
And why do I have written down here that Aya finds a bunch of info about Melissa and Maya?
Yeah.
She sees like the little girl run around, but how did she get all that info? Was it a flashback?
Well, they find
They find
random files and
a
stuff.
file on the floor. Like it just happens to be the one she picks up because I guess
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
someone took pages out of it.
Yeah.
The list, I think, actually came from this file.
And you find out that when Melissa was a child, she got a kidney transplant from Aya's sister, Maya.
Yes.
Yeah, and Maya, that is terrible parental naming.
I know, seriously.
When you have twins, they have to rhyme.
What was the mom's name?
Kaya.
Shmaya.
How's dad?
Dad's Blaya, obviously.
All right. Well, there we go.
And then there's a interesting cutscene right after she figures out that information where the military's ready to launch a military strike on.
I was so confused why we were suddenly in the fucking command center of a naval ship. It's like, what is happening?
They're docked off of Manhattan.
It's like we finally get to use these fighter jets on our own soil. Sweet.
And they start counting down, and then it flashes back to the hospital, where Aya chases Eve some after Eve's been in the sperm. And
just bathing in it.
Yeah.
Splashing around.
Kind of like
Metric
Elizabeth
ton.
Bathory, but just with sperm instead of blood.
Oh, look it up.
And you end up fighting a brain spider, who's the boss of the hospital level.
Oh, yeah. Brain spider?
You know my favorite enemies are spider bosses.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, it's kind of like a big brain with spider legs.
Yeah. Okay.
So like those motherfucking things from Doom.
Yes.
The movie?
No, well,
Maybe.
were they in the movie?
No, they
Maybe.
weren't.
Which one?
None of them were good, so it doesn't matter.
Well, could have had brain spiders.
Those brain spiders were also Nazis, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. If it was
What an interesting compliment to give the Nazis there, Poppascotch.
brain spiders.
I wouldn't say I complimented them.
What side are you on?
Yeah, I know. It's weird, Poppascotch, that you do this.
Maybe they were in Wolfenstein. I'm getting them confused.
Yeah.
maybe. I think you're thinking of head crabs from Half-Life.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
But then Eve talks about how she's a more advanced version of her Japanese sister.
Yeah, but isn't it like the same?
Well, she's apparently more evolved than when her sisters... She calls the mitochondria that rebelled in Japan her sister.
Okay.
But she says she's more advanced than that and she's ready. And then she just blows up the military ships as they come close to her.
She just liquidizes the fucking guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And they start crashing.
And one crashes on the roof.
Yeah. Get off the roof real quick. And in the game, if you don't run off the roof quick enough, you die. You like there's a hidden timer and you just die.
Nice. Well, how do you get off the roof?
You run to the side and jump on one of those window cleaning things.
Always one of those when there's a roof bump in
Of course.
peril.
Well, I mean, the window cleaning never stops.
Yeah.
As soon as you get done, you have to go back to the beginning.
You're right. Christmas Day.
Yeah. It's kind of like Dunkin' Donuts.
Hope they get double time for that.
Well, they weren't working. I mean, it was just there.
True. All right.
But anyway, you ride that all the way down, and then you head back to the station. I have.
Boom. But Eve gets away with the sperm.
Yeah. And then cue the beginning of day 5.
Dun, 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 dun.
How many days are there in this fucking game? Is it 7?
6.
6? All right.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the day structure or why they were named what they were or any of that.
Well, in the beginning...
She says it was 6 crazy days.
The 6 craziest days of her life.
It's like Hanukkah.
Right.
Except less
that's
crazy.
All right.
And then in the game, they show an optional part of going to the warehouse to fight the crab boss, which you don't have to do.
Okay.
Which is where I gave up on this game because the crab boss was almost impossible.
Why do I have Chinatown Sewer written down?
Because that's where you're supposed to go.
Okay.
That's where the story continues. And you go to the Chinatown, go into the sewers, and there's slime water covering all the pumps at this little warehouse type thing, sewer type whatever.
Why were they there? Were they trying to get into the water?
They were looking for Eve because
Okay.
there was a couple places they could go, and this was one of them. They sit there.
Did they find Eve there, or was she at the museum and they went? At some point, it transitioned to them being in the museum again, and I completely just missed.
Yeah, I don't know how they got
Well,
there.
she goes down in the sewers and sees the slime over everything,
Okay.
and you have to fight the centipede boss.
And
then-
stop the slime from going into the water supply or
Yeah,
something?
but after you shut down the pumps or whatever, and the slime doesn't get into the water, the slime takes off towards the museum, which is why you go to the museum.
Wow, this is just like Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same thing.
So you follow the slime ball to the museum.
The slime ball.
All right.
Well, what else is it? I don't know what to call it.
No, I mean, I'll take it. That's fine. Is this where you find out, or did we pass the part where you find out Clamp is helping Eve?
This is it. Where you just get back to the
when you get to
museum.
the museum.
Okay.
You fight a
So what
couple
happens
dinosaurs.
after this, guys?
Well, you chase some random figure around the museum, and you find out that Clamp has been trying to help Eve.
Shit.
He's been trying to genetically engineer sperm without mitochondria in it or
So
something.
Eve can inseminate herself and give birth to the ultimate being.
It's a story as old as time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
Basically a retelling of the Garden of Eden.
Oh, Christ.
Yep. And then there's dinosaur fights and a goo monster.
Yeah, and Maeda snuck in somehow and is running around.
I think he's been there the whole time,
Yeah.
fucking around with electron microscopes and such.
Not even about this. Just like he was bored and
Yeah.
fucking around with
And
lab tools.
This is also where Clamp explains that he was making special sperm and storing it at the hospital.
Yeah, he didn't need to tell you that.
No, he didn't. He just was proud of it.
Why was he storing it at the hospital? Wouldn't it have been safer in his lab?
Well, he didn't have the cryogenic tanks
Yeah.
for it that he needed at the hospital.
Yeah, this is a museum.
Don't they talk about like sperm going bad and
Yeah.
There's a lot of semen talk.
yeah,
A
there is.
lot of it in this game.
Between
More
that
than
and
you'd think.
mitochondria.
Yeah. More than you think. And then as Clamp's telling his whole story, Dan comes in and knocks him out.
Again.
Yeah, because it's hilarious when he does that.
Yep.
And then I also have Clamp taunts Dan as he's like laying on the floor, waking up from his unconscious state.
Really? What does he say?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that either.
Like, you can't stop it or whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it, tough guy.
And Eve's pregnant and she'll give birth to the ultimate being.
And is this when you find out Maya's kidney is the reason
Yeah.
Melissa is Eve now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa got Maya's kidney.
So that's where you find out why she's
Yeah.
immune to Eve's.
Yeah, because Maya had some kind of...
Yeah, it doesn't explain why Maya had Eve the whole time.
I think it has to do with the movie,
Oh,
with like the first part.
okay.
Like she was being tested on, and then when she died, they got it.
All right, that makes sense. Maybe it wasn't a car accident. It was a car on purpose.
Oh!
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Hey, man. Just
But-
voting it.
But we also see another cutscene of the military trying to take down
Yeah.
the Mito Blob.
Yeah.
I have it written down as that.
Yeah, they just keep sending fucking helicopters and they keep exploding.
Yeah, they get nowhere close.
But the Mito Blob thing can now shoot lasers or plasma shots.
I
at
assume it's just
things?
concentrated energy.
Oh,
Still.
it's mitochondria, man.
Yeah.
Have you learned nothing from this game?
Yeah, really.
No, I got into a selfish gene theory hole, and that's all I learned about. Oh, fuck. But yeah, they do nothing, and they get shot down immediately.
Yeah.
Then the Navy wants to send Aya there.
Well, you get picked up by a helicopter after it destroys all the other stuff, and they take you to the aircraft carrier.
How do they know about you?
I don't know.
They see you on the news report right before the reporter
Maybe.
got punched out?
Or when you did the press conference.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it.
That still doesn't make sense, because why would they know you're immune? But anyway, the plan to take out this thing is pretty great.
Yeah. Drive a helicopter with a nuke in it and have Aya fly it, drop the nuke, and I guess get out of there before it goes off.
Yeah. And why wasn't her helicopter shot down?
Well,
That's what I was wondering.
Well, they flew in a formation, so they were in front of her.
I know, it's funny. They're all just dying.
Yeah,
She's
they're
like,
trying to get it.
why are you doing that? So you can get it closer.
Yeah. I mean, you got a nuke. I assume it's not a nuke, even though they call it that.
Yeah, it's definitely a small nuke.
A snook.
As
Just
they
like
like
from
to call
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have to tell you guys about that, obviously.
No.
So anyway, Aya flies the helicopter, blows up the blob, and then everybody starts, yay! And
And
she's like,
knocks down the Statue of Liberty in the process.
yeah. But then she's like, it's not over. And then she jumps out of the helicopter with a parachute.
Why did she have a parachute at all in that thing?
In case it got shot down.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that on helicopters.
How'd they teach her how to fly a helicopter that quick?
Yeah.
Oh, they mentioned that it was on auto.
Yeah, it's an autopilot.
Oh.
It automatically flew in formation like that?
Yeah.
Well, I think the other ones flew in front of the formation.
But anyway, what happens after she jumped? Did she jump out? Did she do the first boss fight at this point?
Well, you jump out and you get to the boss fight, and Eve's like, "Oh, the mitochondria led you here to me," and blah blah blah.
Ah.
So you fight Eve a couple of times.
The nippleless angel.
Yeah.
I have.
The nippleless angel.
And I have, after you beat her the 5th time, I have sexy melt because she's like crawling and melting.
All right, I have nippleless angel. He has sexy melt.
Both are extremely accurate.
And then everybody's like, "Yay, Eve's dead. We saved
Go
the
take
day.
a nap on the ship."
Yeah, get back to the carrier. We'll have a party. A big mission accomplished banner drops.
Yep. George Bush flies out on that.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah, great. But
Uh-oh.
Some explosions start happening. Boom!
and we're left with a big naked baby.
Yeah, the ultimate being has been born.
Ultimate baby.
And you fight several phases of the baby boss.
Oh my god, it keeps evolving so fast.
It apparently grows up as you're killing it.
Yeah.
But why did it have a tail and fly when it was immediately a baby? You know what? Let's not even ask these questions.
This goes back to Hell Baby. Yeah. You guys see it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It looks
Bringing
exactly
it back
the
from
same.
last week. Yeah.
And
stuff.
Then Maeda starts talking about how he has special bullets with Aya's cells in them.
Yeah, all right. I want to say here,
which is not weird at all.
Maeda's giving fucking Aya like little trinkets the whole time. Like
fucking weirdo.
Here, this is good luck.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
And then at the end, he wants to give her bullets.
Yeah.
And they're like,
and
enough
Daniel's
of the stupid
like,
trinkets.
knock it the fuck off, dude.
Oh, so great. And then how do they get the bullets to,
This is the least believable part of the entire game.
This is the best part, in my opinion.
Daniel jumps off of the helicopter they're on. I assume it's a helicopter.
Yeah.
And catches on fire as he's falling. And then has the wherewithal to throw the clip across the half of the aircraft carrier thing as he plummets into the water.
Yeah, but this is
that's a fucking touchdown pass. Like, that's right on the money.
This isn't the first time he's caught on fire from this stuff, so he knows what it's like.
Dude, and he hits that water hard. That's gotta fucking hurt.
Had to be
like a belly flop on a helicopter.
Had to be like 40 feet, right?
Yeah, more
at
than
least.
That. Aircraft carriers had to be more than 40 feet off the water.
No,
right?
we're talking a couple hundred feet. At least 200 feet he fell.
Yeah, because he's in
You're
that.
probably not surviving that.
And that is a hell of a touchdown pass, though.
Yeah. Right in the
right
numbers.
On the numbers, son. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's like Mahomes to Kelsey.
What?
Oh, now you know his name.
I'm not even sure if Kelsey catches balls.
He does, but
just like Poppascotch.
Oh,
hi-oh. So,
all right.
Afterwards, you eventually kill the ultimate being, which morphs. I'm thinking conservative estimate 700 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was slightly more than that, but
And those bullets didn't really help.
no, you couldn't hurt the one form, so those bullets let you hurt that one form.
And then you just lead it down to the fucking engine room.
Yeah, this is like the only survival horror part of the thing where you're being chased by something you can't kill.
Yeah, so the ultimate being who was born from Eve, who got a bunch of people semen, is killed by some motherfucking hot lead, son.
Well, no, it's still alive until you blow up the engine.
Some hot
Well,
engine
explosions.
lead.
Yeah.
Nothing hot lead and explosions can't fix. America, land of the free.
Yeah, because Aya runs down and
Damn
says,
straight.
I guess the self-destruct on the aircraft carriers, because that's something they do. And then escapes before it blows up, and then it blows up.
If I've learned anything, it's really easy to make stuff overheat and blow up.
Well, if I learned anything, you can always survive helicopter crashes.
Yeah. It's a lot to learn.
And then it's all good. You save the day. Yeah. You find out that when Maya died, Aya got her cornea because she had some kind of...
Yeah, she's like,
vision
remember
effect.
how you had a lazy eye or something?
Yeah. But we fixed that.
We got to get a cornea.
Which is why she was seeing all the visions and whatnot, and why she was immune to Eve's mitochondria power.
I know. I love that. That's the explanation for all these flashbacks.
Yeah.
Made us like, well, sometimes the the eye remembers things.
Well, it's mitochondria remembering.
No, he said.
Why did they even
specifically
bother
the
with this
cornea.
part?
I don't know.
They could have just said it was part of the mitochondria in your system. You know, it's fine.
It's like you're the
Oh, no, you
sister.
aren't.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
wouldn't you have fucking weird shit too?
Well,
That's normal twin powers, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need cornea implants.
well, I think they made Maya that way, but
Oh, she was being tested on.
yeah.
Possibly.
And then it goes to the end game.
Ba, 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 everyone lives happily ever after.
But
But we never saw the end of the opera, so let's go see it again.
Which at this time would be New Year's Eve?
I don't know. How'd they fucking fix that up with all the fucking burnt dead bodies?
Could be a different theater.
It
There's
could
more
be
than
the
one in
whole
New
next
York.
year, maybe.
Maybe.
could be, they don't say.
No.
Ben's wearing the same clothes.
I assume it's the King and I they're
Yeah.
seeing.
And Maida's still there on his visa,
Yeah.
even though he has like 2 days left.
Whoa.
He says that.
Immigrant hater here.
Yeah, because he's like, he's going. I think he wants to ask Aya. I don't know. He's like sitting next to her.
He's got a
He's
weird
like,
infatuation
I
with
got
Aya.
2 days left on my. And then Ben comes in. He's like, "Move there, guy. I'm sitting next to
Wingman
Aya."
Ben.
Well, maybe it was a situation where he saved New York, then Giuliani hooked him up. Got him some citizenship.
Possibly, but I doubt it.
He hates immigrants, so that doesn't make
That's
sense.
true, he does a lot. Did back then, too.
Yeah.
Always has.
Then what happens during this opera, guys?
It ends and it's pretty bad.
Well, they get to the part where all the people combust and they all stand up and they're and then people in the back are like, "Sit down."
New York audience, yep. And then Maida's and Daniel's eyes light up.
Yeah. And then everybody's eyes light up.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun. Parasite Eve 2.
because the good mitochondria is spreading. Is that what I'm
I
getting out of that?
assume so, yeah.
I don't fucking know. I just took it as this is not the end of the game.
Yeah.
There's more to this story. Blah, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah. And then there's a special
Some
final boss
Yeah.
if you play the game twice or something.
Yeah, you have to go through New Game Plus and get that.
But that's it.
Yep,
That's the game. That's the whole thing.
Fantastic.
And since you picked it, and since you're, I think, the only one that played any of this game, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we go over your thoughts first? Would you play it? What did you score it? Did the story work for you?
Well, I only played like half of it the first time because I was annoyed at the bosses. If they remade it, probably.
They did it for the PS5.
Yeah, maybe.
Super.
Depends on how they changed it. If they were doing like the Final Fantasy VII treatment, no. But I thought it was
Well, if they did it-
interesting. What?
What if they did it like the Resident Evil 2?
Yeah, that would probably get done.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Did the story work for me? I liked it. It was sciencey to a point, and a little bit. Well, I mean, some of it was ridiculous, like the evacuating Manhattan on Christmas. But overall, it worked for me. Score. It's definitely going to get more than the last two games combined.
So what's that, 3?
Nice.
I'm going to give it a...
Ooh, this one's a
14.
whoa, high scores.
Wow, for scientists? Yeah, that's probably... Is that bigger than our cumulative score for the last few?
Yeah,
I think it might be.
I think we had 11 last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, one of them was 13.
One was 12, I think.
That sounds about right.
But yeah,
Or 11. But anyway, so...
I like the story. It was much different than anything else we do.
All right.
It was kind of... the sciencey part was more interesting to me.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
That's why he picked it.
Yep. Classic scientist, right?
Yeah. You know it.
But well, what about you, Sir Chump Slap? It's your turn. Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Would I play it? No, not a fucking game from 1998 on PlayStation 1. I don't think I could do it. like Syintist said, if they did remake it and they made it like cool, I don't even know. Even if it was the same type of game, just looked better.
I did like the combat in it.
I probably would play it. Yeah, definitely play it. The story, I liked it. It was ridiculous enough for me.
Enough racism.
Meh.
Classic Chump Slap.
Could have used a little more. But I don't know, the science fiction stuff, Mitochondria, yeah, we all know that from 6th grade science class.
Yeah.
So
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We all do.
Even Poppascotch knows that.
yeah,
Definitely I do.
it's a part of
Yep.
a cell. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Right next to the cilia, right?
Someone wikied this right before we started, but whatever. Go on.
What's the third part? What I score it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gave it a 10er.
A 10er.
Yeah, straight 10, because it's okay. Could be better.
Understandable.
But, I have one question. Poppascotch. Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Thank you, Sir Chump Slap. Appreciate that setup. Would I play it? I'm in the same boat. If they did a remake, sure. But again, we've talked about this countless times. Going back and replaying PlayStation 1 games that era, it's tough.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's tough.
Corded controllers?
Yeah. What year do you think it is? 1998?
Let me get my... Oh, I can't think of what the... AC adapters and plug them
I
in.
think I say Mad Cats.
I mean, good. I don't even... Geopets? Was that a thing back in 1998?
Tamagotchi.
Oh, there it is. Oh, great. And so, remake, sure. Original, no.
Did the
Did
story,
the story
work?
work for me? I think it mostly did. I think there was too much of that sciencey bullshit and over-explaining.
This was kind of like the beginning of RPG storytelling in such
Yeah,
a scale.
it was one of the pioneers. They were still figuring some stuff out. So you could forgive some of that stuff. You said you liked the combat, Dr. Scientist. I remember playing this game. I think I only got like partway through Central Park, and I just didn't like the combat because it was too much like turn-based, and at the time I was not into turn-based at all. But the story, I mean, the only thing I really didn't like was the over-explaining. Most of the stuff with Eve and Maya was and like some of the moments we talked about were a little too convenient of how things unraveled. But again, they're starting to go through the storytelling. But the thing that really, really got on my nerves, we didn't even mention yet, and it's the audio of the game. Now, I totally understand they don't have the amount of space to put recorded voice for everything. So I'll forgive that, obviously. But I got so annoyed at some point just hearing footsteps.
Did the Foley work? Did the Foley work?
The
work
Foley
for you?
work did not work for me. Because there was a part where whenever they're in the command center on the ship, you just hear like an engine noise. And that just got on my nerves so much. Like that, they just had a weird background track and footsteps. And it was, oh God, it got to me after a while. But
That has nothing to do with the story.
You're right, I know, but it's still
but-
they lost points for it.
Yeah, as they should.
But the score, I think I'm gonna give it a solid middle of the road. I'm gonna give it a 13. I think
37.
I think they did the best job they possibly could have done with the story to the tools that were available during a time when they're still figuring out how to even tell a story in this medium. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll be friendly for that.
Oh, that's the highest score this year.
Yeah, it beats the other two combined.
Yeah, we don't even have to look it up. It's by a lot. It might be it definitely beat those games by over 20.
Yep.
As it should.
All right, so that's all we have to say about that game. Anything else? Any last jabs you want to throw at it?
No, I got nothing. I mean, I've made my peace with this one.
Same.
So obviously, as you guys know, and as all of our listeners know, it is now time for our favorite segment of every week, which is Syintist, Tom Hanks movie lock of the week.
Yeah.
Every week, Dr. Syintist gives us a Tom Hanks film recommendation, and this week's no different, so you're going to get one this week, Dr. Syintist. What do you got?
All right, this movie, Tom Hanks is the second best actor in it, so
Uh-oh.
just watch.
Uh-oh. He wants to throw down. Hold on. This might be the end of the podcast.
I'm going to say watch Castaway this week.
Oh, I really was hoping you'd say Turner and Hooch. But, all right.
You saying Wilson's better?
Yeah.
Okay.
You believe that actor that he's in volleyball the whole time.
And who was that? Danny DeVito? Killed it.
But yeah, it's a good movie. There's very little dialogue at all in it. But it's still good to watch. Interesting.
Dude, that scene where he fucking takes his tooth out with the ice skate.
Oh my God.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
I forgot. Me too.
Makes me cringe just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm almost sick now.
I love when he sees just the huge food spread of all the seafood, and he's like, nah,
Can't do that.
I had enough of that. No thanks. All right, well, that's our Tom Hanks lock of the week film. You're going to want to get out there and going to watch it because it's a sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sure thing.
Thank you. And that brings us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slap's Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Dun, dun, dun.
Open that window.
Every
Get the
week,
stank out.
Scientist and I pick 3 characters from the game we just went over, and we ask Chump Slap to rate them. Would he have sex with them? Would he marry one of them? And he's going to have to murder one of them. So, Dr. Scientist, who do you think we should pick this week?
I'll let you pick the first 2, and then I'll pick the third.
Ooh, okay. Well, I think you got to have Aya, because she's the main character.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair. And then I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball here.
Shiva.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, we can't have dogs. We said this.
Yeah, no dogs.
in Call of Duty.
I'm going to go with, what's his name? Wayne, the sexist
the cop.
armory guy.
Oh.
So you got Wayne, Aya,
interesting.
And who's your third?
Let's go with Maida.
Ooh.
Okay.
I would have went with Perfect Baby Being, but
I thought about it.
I
I thought about Melissa too before she became Eve, but
okay.
I know this is a hard decision. This isn't an easy one.
Probably marry Maida so he can get that citizenship.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Wow. So thoughtful.
Yeah. I definitely have sex with Aya because she looks damn good in that red dress.
Yeah, she does.
For pixelated as it was. And that means I'd have to kill the
sexist, racist cop.
Yeah, that's no sweat off my balls. You know?
All right.
It was kind of an easy one.
Yeah, thanks.
Softball.
Yeah,
that
we just
one
made that super easy for him. I guess in the upcoming weeks we're gonna have to get a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Note taken. Well, let's say someone disagreed and they wanted to save the life of the sexist, racist police officer who works at the armory. And they wanted to tell us all about it in a lot of words. Where would they send that email, Sir Chump Slap?
You can send that to plottytime@gmail.com.
Perfect. And let's say they had to get to us faster and they wanted us to know how awesome Wayne was as a character and as a role model. Where could they get to us on the socials, Dr. Scientist?
At Plottytime on hold on. At Plottytime on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect. Well, that about does it for us. So I guess get out there, play some games, and we'll talk to you next week.
Smile later.
Yeah, have a good one.